Hi.
Here we are. It's May 17th. I'm with Myrna Ray and Nichelle, and Myrna Ray is going to share about her background and knowledge about movement. There.
Well,
Eh.
I'm now 86, and I've been doing movement for over 30 years. And the form of movement that I've been doing is called Dance Alive. And I worked with the founder. Her name is Marianne Carew, and she's in Santa Monica, and was teaching this with her sister some over 30 years now probably. And I found that was just such a powerful experience for me to do movement. I had done yoga. I used to have a yoga teacher come to my house and teach me yoga. And I was always into physical things. As a child, I loved to dance and be physical. So when I discovered, it was called movement expression at the time. And movement expression was a system of movement. And then Marianne couldn't use the term movement expression anymore. She had to create her own work, and she called it Dance Alive. And I was still working with her when the new form of Dance Alive came in. And it utilizes all the natural systems of the body, and it mostly comes out of the fluid system. And the fluid system is what our bodies are really made up of, the water and the fluids. So from the fluid system, you would allow the movement to just come from wherever you wanted to have it come from. It could come from your toe, your knee, your belly button, your elbow, wherever you wanted to begin. And you would just take that movement from that place and just allow it to go into one movement, into the next. And as you do that, you get deeper into your own fluid system. And I've done that like for 5 hours with many people, and just it's so powerful. It's the deepest, most internal place that you can really go when you get into your own internal rhythm from the fluid system. And as you allow this one movement to move into the next, it's so relaxing and centering. And you allow the breath to just take you wherever you go, from one movement into the next. And it feels so good when you're deepening into your fluid system. And then out of the fluid system, you go into the reach out and the expansion. And as you reach out, you're extending like you do in yoga or some of the other martial arts techniques, but you're extending. So from the fluid system, you go into the reach out, and you extend and reach and play with that extension of reaching to the furthest point of where your body takes you. Out of the flow, you go into the reach out. And the reaching out, you work with the extension of the muscles and the parts of the body that want to really, really stretch. And out of the stretch, then you allow the fluid to come back into, and then you get into the part that they call the power up. And the power up is working with strengthening and building. And so you really want to push and pull and strengthen all the parts of the system into a place where you're really like pressuring and expanding, and you're just allowing that fluid and the reach out all to come together into the pushing and the pulling and the strengthening. And then out of the pushing and the extending and the flow, you go into the shake it loose and let it all go poof, and just allow the body to be free and playful. And you can do this individually or in a group. And the last group I worked with was in Asilomar, which is up in the coast out of Monterey, and I worked with 50 people, and we worked for 5 days, I think it was, for a good part of the day. And so we spent a lot of time in each one of these parts of the body, the reach out, the fluid system, and the power up into the freedom of just being. So it has really helped me be present in my body and in my way of being together with others and in my individual system. So each one of these parts I can take into my life. Sometimes I need to really push away or pull and strengthen. Sometimes I just need to be in the flow. So whichever is necessary for me to utilize in my life, I'm able to do this out of doing the Dance Alive system. So that's pretty much what it looks like. And I feel like I'm an embodiment of this work because I have done it for so many years. And now at 86, it's a part of who I am. And I no longer am teaching. It's been several years since I've given a big workshop or since I've worked with anybody individually. It's pretty much just how I am in my own life. So that's my share of my Dance Alive. Thank you for listening.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Take care.